You have made us proud, and not only that, your parents, and also you are going to embark a very great prestigious career of your life.
I fully intend to carry out this responsibility as sincerely as possible and with full honesty.
Hello everyone, I welcome you to APTI PLUS. Now with us this year, rank 426, Anushka Sarkar is there. So from APTI PLUS and from myself, I wish her for her success. Heartiest congratulations from
Thank
our
you, sir.
side. Anushka, you have made us proud, and not only that, your parents, and also you are going to embark a very great prestigious career of your life.
Thank
So how
you,
do you
sir.
feel about that?
I feel like it's a great responsibility to have, and I fully intend to carry out this responsibility as sincerely as possible and with full honesty. So that is all I have in mind right now.
No, that is really very wonderful saying from your side, and it is believed that because I've been interacting with number of candidates, and the kind of people which our service required, the kind of dedication, sincerity, all part of them becomes very important. Another thing which after your result, which just struck to my mind that this time result from West Bengal has really done very well. So what is your input in that way?
I feel like we can do even better. And for example, when I was starting my preparation 4 years back, the kind of information that was available about the UPSC exam that is available today, even that was not available at that time in West Bengal, because UPSC was not really thought of to be a viable career option by the students here. But right now things are changing, and many students are being interested in this as a career option, and I hope that we have many more civil servants from West Bengal who will work in West Bengal and all over India.
That's great. What motivated you to go for UPSC exam?
So first of all, actually I didn't know about the exam like many students here. One of my classmates during my master's studies, she was preparing for the exam, and she told me about the exam and said maybe you should give this a try. So that is how I got to know of it, but the motivation actually came much later. I initially started off because I thought the syllabus is good, I can learn so much about the country, let me try. But the true hunger for the to really want to do this came later, when I actually had a personal experience with a civil servant, and I realized how much a sincere, dedicated and honest civil servant can make such a difference in the lives of the common person. And that actually made me even more motivated कि maybe I can also do something to serve the people of the country in this way. But to be honest, I feel like in any career, if we are sincere, then we can do this. But then civil services is something that I thought would suit me.
Great, that's really. Another thing which I would like to ask from you. Nowadays, if you look at last 5-6 years, women candidates are doing really very well. They are getting good numbers into civil service. So, what are the reasons why such toppers are coming from women? Although this time men have topped the rank 1, rank 2 have got that. But if you look at number wise, if you compare with earlier and now, more number of women are coming up. So what is your take into this?
Sir, I think more importantly than just the ranks of just the rank 1 or 2, I think it's important for women to have a more presence in the services, because to be honest, women bring a different perspective to the table in policy making, which I think is very important, because we see that in many fields, for example, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan that the government is pushing right now, women have a very important role to play in the policy making, and also as a beneficiary or as an intended beneficiary, women are the priority. So I think it's great that women are having a more portion in the civil services. That is how it should be. In the present times, perhaps it is the perception of families are changing, I suppose, that it's not considered to be a man's job anymore to be a civil servant. So even families are being very supportive, and I hope that anybody who is watching this encourages their daughters just as much as they encourage their sons to serve the nation as a civil servant.
True, they say true. You have done your schooling from Chandan Nagar, which is a small town. It's not Kolkata or big cities like Delhi, Hyderabad and all. So definitely you would have faced a lot of problems, because awareness level or somebody to guide you to prepare for the exam is lacking in such kind of areas there. So how did you cope up with those kind of situation, and then went into the preparation part?
So it's true what you said, that the information that we get about this exam in particular is quite limited in the regional areas of West Bengal. So, but even that scenario is changing. For example, the West Bengal government is putting in a lot of effort to make the students of the regions aware beyond Kolkata, that the civil services, this exam can get you to this position. So that's true, that the information is a little less, but then thanks to the internet, we are living in a connected world, and anybody can, if somebody gets even a little bit of information about the exam, if they are interested, they can search up the information about the exam online. And we have so many resources online that can help even people from villages and small towns. And it's very important actually that students from these areas go to the civil services, so that it's not an elitist service anymore, but a service that comprises of common people themselves.
Right.
And I think that's happening, and it will happen even in the future.
No, very true. And another thing is that your graduation is in the subject of geography. So was it thought out to take geography, or that you wanted to come into civil service and taken that, or it was just like based on your 12th performance you decided to get into humanities? So there might be some kind of thought would have gone to you in terms of selection of your graduation subject.
To be honest, sir, I did not know about the civil services at all before my masters. So my choice of graduation and post-graduation was not done with the thought of coming to this service in mind. I opted for geography simply because it interested me. My mother studied geography in her time, and she thought it was a good subject, and I, to be honest, I ventured into my graduation without much thought. So I knew that I had a good result. I would get into any good college that I wanted to in Kolkata, and I just went for it because I liked the subject. And even for my post graduation, it was that way. It was nothing planned. I actually had initially thought of going into filmmaking.
Great.
But then life had other plans for me, and my mother saw the small notice of the course at NIT, and I joined there. And I'm very happy that I did, because it helped me gain so many wonderful friends from all across India and even outside. And it also gave me the friend who guided me for civil services initially.
No, because I believe that peer group, and you have a good circle of friends and who motivate you, because this exam is so tough, you require continuous kind of a support system. So that really helped you because you got a good company of friends who always kept you on track.
Absolutely, sir. I mean, apart from my family, I don't think I would have been able to do this without my friends.
Right.
And when I say friends, I don't just mean UPSC friends, non-UPSC friends also.
Correct.
I think it's very important for any young person to really choose what kind of people they let into their circle, because there's this saying that you are the average of the 5 closest people.
Right, right.
So I think in that way, I have been very fortunate to have wonderful people, wonderful friends with me, and they have been friends with me before UPSC, and I hope they will continue to be friends, lifelong
sure.
friends.
Because they will remain with you there.
Of course.
And this developmental studies master program in NIT Rourkela, what basically teach there? What is a part of the curriculum?
So it is quite an interdisciplinary program. So the syllabus is actually, I mean, though I did not plan for civil services, the syllabus is very useful for somebody who would want to be a civil servant. I suppose I could put it that way. For example, they taught us many things like the nitty-gritties of urban governance, rural governance, tribal problems, the problems in Indian society at large. So the environmental side, the economic development side. So it was very interdisciplinary and quite comprehensive. I mean, in whatever angle you can think of that a country can develop, so the syllabus was oriented in that way, that you look at development from all different sorts of angles.
Right.
So it was a course like that, and I enjoyed it very much.
You enjoyed it. No, that should be there because whatever you do in your life, you should be happy about it.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's a good thing, and with positive attitude, I always keep on saying that whatever you do in life, whether you're preparing for UPSC exam or any career, you should always be feeling good about it.
Absolutely, sir. I completely agree.
Yeah. Now I'll be coming to your UPSC journey. Like prelims, mains, and then interview is a very lengthy process, and sometimes the people don't qualify prelims, or they qualify prelims, they write mains. If they don't qualify mains, they go for interview. Even after interview, they are not able to get into the service. Again, they have to write prelims and mains. So such a continuous journey. So what is your advice to aspirants who are right now preparing for civil services? How they should be, going ahead with the preparation part? Depending as you have cleared the exam, you have gone through the entire journey. So your, advice to aspirants.
So I would say that I actually failed more than I succeeded. I mean, I know people who have actually gone into services once or twice, and then gone to administrative services maybe. But my journey was not like that. I failed prelims 3 times, and then I got into the service. So whatever the students are feeling right now, any feelings of not being good enough or disappointment and disheartenment, I have felt all those things, and very intensely also. So what I would say is that firstly, one is that you shouldn't give up. If you really want something, work hard at it. At the end of the day, whether you pass or don't pass, you shouldn't regret कि I didn't give my best and that is why I didn't pass.
Right.
So if you give your best and don't pass, then you will still have that satisfaction, which I knew that I would have had this year.
Correct.
If I didn't pass, I knew that I have given a good amount of effort for the exam. And secondly, I would say that even though it's quite a arduous journey, and we put so much time and effort into it, that a lot of times, which even happened with me, our self-worth gets stuck to this UPSC thing. So we feel that UPSC होगा तो I am valuable to this world, UPSC नहीं होगा तो मेरा क्या होगा?
Right.
But that's not true at all. Somebody who is really struggling to for this exam for the right purposes, that I need to serve the country, I need to serve people, they will find some avenue or the other to do that, UPSC or no UPSC.
Right.
So I think it's very important to know that it doesn't, I felt this a lot of times, that people are passing exams all around me, they are getting jobs. Facebook mein I see pictures of friends getting married, and I felt so stuck in life. Right. I'm not even going for my career, nothing is happening. So, but then you have to just persevere through it all. That's the only thing.
Yeah, you're right, because this exam requires discipline and the perseverance. And,
both are the most important things.
Now I will be coming to the prelims exam, because if you look at the cutoff of this year, is really very low, like 75.41 for to minimum cutoff to qualify prelims exam. And you know that the 2023 prelims, the nature of questions also change in GS paper.
Yes.
Another thought is that the CSAT paper is getting difficult year by year.
True.
And particularly the students who come from non-science background and doesn't have the practice of maths or reasoning kind of thing, they struggle a lot. So my question is in two form. One is that how to prepare GS for prelims, and another how to prepare CSAT for prelims.
So for CSAT, I would say what I did was, I am from a non-science background. I didn't even have science in my class 10th.
Right.
So I had economics and history and all those things. So what I did, I did have maths in my 10th, but not the other science subjects. So how I prepare CSAT is, I try to make sure the comprehension I do as correctly as possible, and that cannot get much harder. I mean, there's a limit to that. So try for that. And for the maths, there are many questions which are like, if you know the tips and tricks, then you can do it, otherwise you can't. I mean, you can't really think up the logic and do it within that time. So what I did was, I did the most basic preparation for maths, like average, percentage, and all the types of topics that you get in class 10. And I thought that I must do at least the minimum that will require to get me to pass. So that is what I did, and for my CSAT. And for the GS, the nature of the paper has drastically changed, and I would say that I mean, it has made the luck factor a bit more high compared to the previous pattern. So, but then the end fact remains the same, that you have to do comparatively better than the others. Not that you have to get some high marks in absolute terms. You have to do well relatively. So I would say, read the newspapers very thoroughly. I mean, make small notes from the newspapers and current affairs. Go through the basic way of preparing. I feel it would be the same.
Right.
Maybe the way we answer the questions may be a bit different, but that should be figured out by giving more mocks. Yeah.
And I think what you have added here, daily current affairs. Like if anybody is going for daily current affairs and they connect with what they have studied with NCERT or their class notes, that really help in terms of getting through the prelims and mains part. In APTI Plus also there is a IS gap. So we also come out with this kind of daily current affairs. Now my thing is that since you come from geography, you have taken geography as a out of subject. So you have also chosen optional subject as geography. So how was your preparation for geography? What strategy you used for your optional paper?
So the optional paper, as along with most of my other preparation, I mostly did it by my own. So for optional, I took 2 test series, and those helped me a lot. Apart from that, I just read some of the books. So, for example, Majid Hussain Sir's book for Indian geography, Savinder Singh Sir's book for the physical geography, and I just tried to do that. And apart from that, what I did extra, but also what I could have done better, was that I tried to collect small examples from newspapers that I connected with the syllabus of geography in particular. I mean, for example, the earthquake that we had in Turkey last year, that I made maps of that, and which plate is pushing against which plate and causing the earthquake, things like that. So connecting current affairs to optional, also for any optional, I think is important, and that can help a lot. And if I give attempts again, I will try to improve on this.
Right. No, you are very correct. You have said that, because geography as a subject is interdisciplinary, and they are linked with current aspect. Like for example, climate change. We look at climate change. Nowadays, in the questions are linked with geography about the climate change, cryosphere.
Yes.
Even they are asking economic geography also linked with something current planning process there. I have also observed that disaster management, like particularly in the case of climate change impact, like for example glacier lake outburst, they're all adding all those dimensions with geographical perspective. So geography, I feel, is a very, very important subject. But sometimes I come across the students who say that is a very lengthy syllabus, because the students have a lot of kind of preconceived notion about the subject of geography. So I just wanted to clarify from your side. Does it really matter that subject is lengthier or shorter syllabus, or let's say more selection coming from particular subject or not? What is your opinion on that?
So I think practically speaking, it is important to know what you are getting into when choosing the optional. So if somebody has really been interested in geography, they won't think of the syllabus too much, because even the other optionals that we have, even those have lengthy syllabuses, because all are at the honors level, the honors level of the questions. So whatever subject that is there, we have to put in the hard work. But on the other hand, if a student is not very comfortable with a subject, or they have some kind of fear that this optional is not yielding many marks, they can choose to shift their optional, or they can choose to have a re-look at whether they want to continue with this or shift to something else. So I believe, sir, that this is a personal choice, and the student should give some time to analyze the pros and cons of both, but do at the end what is best for them and the exam, because that is after all the end goal, at least for the time being.
Right. My one question regarding again about optional only. When the students should start preparing optional, like doing their preparation, let's say when they're preparing for GS and all, so how they should strategize, make strategy for their optional paper preparation?
Sir, I think the student should start their optional as soon as possible. So right after they have decided what optional they will take, they should start studying it, because the syllabus of the optional is also quite huge, and also the weightage of the optional in the mains is quite huge, and it requires a sort of specialized study, more than the general studies paper. So it needs a bit more attention. So I would say that start studying optional as soon as you can, and it is not necessary to study it right before the prelims, because before the prelims your priorities change, but then before the prelims, at least 80 to 90% of your optional should be covered at least at least on the basic level for to be viable. But then I have also heard of people who have actually begun studying their optional after their prelims, but I feel that those are exceptions. That's not the rule. So to be on the safe side, it's best to start as soon as you can.
Right. About the essay paper, like how to prepare essay for the mains exam. So how you prepared essay paper?
So I did not prepare essay in a very separate way. When I was looking at the newspapers, whatever things that I collected for the GS papers, I would see if it could be linked to something that can be an essay topic. For example, something related to democracy. I would put that in my essay notes as well. So what I did for my essay paper as well as for my ethics paper, my preparation was quite similar for both. Is that I collected quotes, I collected happenings, like for example, during there was an Olympics in the 1930s, 1939 if I am correct, where there was a beautiful incident where a German athlete, a white athlete called Lars Long, he helped a black athlete called Jesse Owens, and Jesse won a lot of medals that year. So that was a beautiful instance of friendship, and it can be used in many places. For example, it can be used in topics of racism or topics of brotherhood and fraternity, and things like, you know, dictators. Hitler was the dictator of Germany at that time. That dictators cannot really control people at the level that they think they can. So my strategy for essay was basically to just enjoy it. I enjoyed my essay preparation very much, and I believe that's something I could do better next year, because when I give my attempt, if I give my attempt again, is that when I gave my essay final paper this year, I gave it very nervously. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did at home. So it affected my marks. I could understand that. So the next time that I give the exams, I will make sure that I enjoy it as much as I can.
No, you can, and you can really, because I believe that if you enjoy the process, you really, do very well.
Absolutely, in any field.
Yeah. My last question is that about your interview board. Who was there in the interview board? Whose board you got?
The chairperson was Suman Sharma, ma'am.
Yes. Got her board there.
Yes.
So how was that your experience with the interview, your personality test?
So my interview was at the beginning of phase 1. So I had very little time to prepare for the interview. I gave around 7 mocks, I think, in total.
Right.
So what the mocks did for me was that it helped me lose my inhibition.
Correct.
I mean, when you when you have not given interview before, like I did not, talking with 5 senior people who are very knowledgeable, who are at the top of their careers, or who are professors, eminent professors, it's very intimidating, it's very scary. Right. So but what the mocks do is it gets you used to that process. Correct. And so mocks helped me very much during the interview. I didn't prepare a lot of material because I didn't have time. So what I did was just that I gave mocks, and the day of the interview I just told myself that whatever they ask, I will just remain cool. I will not become scared or nervous, and I didn't. So that was my mock, that was my interview experience. And apart from that, the board, from what I have heard from others also and from my own experience, the board is usually very cordial. They want to ask you questions and get to know you as a person, not to put too much pressure on you and make you scared.
Right.
So the interview was very good, and I would especially like to mention that the people at the Dholpur house, the staff, are very kind and very caring.
Right.
They take a lot of care of the candidates before they go for the
Go for
exam. I mean, so that was very wonderful. It was a wonderful experience.
And lastly, that how was your experience with APTI Plus in terms of the preparation of mock interview and up to everything there?
My experience with APTI for the mock interview was very good. Even before the mock interview, I had submitted my DAF to them. They gave me a list of questions, that probable questions that could come from my DAF, which was very helpful. I had a look through their state-wise study material, and the first mock that I ever gave was an online one-on-one session with Srinivasan sir. It helped me gain a little bit of confidence, and it was a buffer in a way that when you're giving it online and one-on-one, it's a little less scary. So that got me started, and I gave one mock at Delhi just before my interview. So I didn't have a lot of time to improve my performance, but then I would say that the experience also makes you more confident. So that was very helpful, and I was very happy after the mock.
Yeah. Now I wish persons like you come more into civil services,
Thank you.
and we are always there to help you out. And I believe that our country is getting best civil servant nowadays, and the kind of people getting selected there, they're going to transform the society.
I really hope so, because I mean, it is the responsibility of the youth to take the country forward, not backward. And I truly believe that we can make a difference, and we will.
And you are the source of inspiration for many girls who aspire to become civil servant. And I wish you all the best for your
Thank you, sir.
career. And from APTI Plus, I again feel very honored to be part of this question answer session. And through this session, I believe that many of the students who really want to prepare for civil services, they get inspired. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. The pleasure is mine, and I really hope that many students aspire for civil services from here, from West Bengal, in the coming times.
Yes, yes. Surely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.